Today we are going to talk with Brandon Pursley. He's working at TD Canada Trust, Devonshire Mall. We'll ask him about the dollar fluctuation, Canadian and US dollar. Okay, Brandon, tell me about the dollar fluctuation like US and Canadian dollar.
Yeah, so what I've been looking at essentially and what I've been seeing in the market, in my personal opinion, is that I believe that the the US dollar is going to slowly continue rising. From what I've been reading is I've seen something around, they're expecting around the range of 1.4 percent, 1.4 for the US dollar. So it's expected to go up a little bit. Supposedly good for for the Canadian economy when the US dollar is higher, as that means that more people are buying Canadian products as it costs them less to purchase. So we're exporting more generally.
So, what will the consumers do in this situation, you think?
So I believe that it's really going to narrow down the difference between the cost of shopping in the U.S. to shopping in Canada. So I think that the cross-border shopping is going to slow down the cross-border shopping, and you're going to find that more U.S. citizens are going to be shopping in Canada again as the dollar rises, which is great for the Canadian economy to have external sources of income, people spending money in Canada that otherwise would not have, and it deters people from Canadians from going over to the U.S. as those costs are now about 30 to 40% higher than they would have been when the dollar was at par.
Those who are working in Detroit or in USA, what suggestion you will give them?
So I'd suggest to them that, you know what, obviously you want to keep some of the U.S. dollars in U.S. dollars to avoid currency fluctuation, but definitely take advantage of it right now. But what I suggest is the money they're exchanging, the difference, put that away and save it for a rainy day if the U.S. dollar does drop again like it did a few years ago, where many people that worked in the U.S. were when they were converting U.S. dollars back to Canadian, they saw a 30, 40, 50% cut on their pay due to the exchange rate, as their lifestyle was based on that exchange rate. I believe that they should be putting some of that money aside to kind of save for a rainy day if the U.S. dollar does drop again.
So, what about the business people, those who are importing from US?
So people that are importing from U.S., obviously it's costing them more to purchase things over in the U.S. So they need to take into consideration maybe trying to look locally, see what there is, what Canada does offer, see if they can source those materials or whatnot within Canada to avoid that exchange rate. I think that would be some good advice for them to try to avoid that fluctuation in exchange rate.
Thank you, Brendan.
No problem.
That is what we have today.